What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chatting with the Cholo, where I will continue to be your heavily tattooed host, the Cholo. Tonight, we're going to be diving into a brand new series on this channel titled Gettin' Learnt with the Cholo, and boy, do I hope you guys enjoy it. The videos in this series won't be exciting or flashy, as if they ever are. All I'm here for is education and information. So with all that being said, go ahead and kick your feet up, fire up your Benjamin Dabbington, and let's get learnt together. But real quick, don't forget to become a loped out Cholo just like myself through my official channel memberships. Shameless self-promotion. You gotta do it, baby. You gotta do it. Let's get back to the video. Okay, guys, here we are with the PDR Medical Dictionary 2nd edition. See, that's our book. I'm simply going to start at the first definable word and just go down the list from there. I won't be covering any abbreviations. I will just read the word, the definition, and then simply move on. Now that all those words are out and in the video, let's just get started. Here we go. So just so we are all on the same page, some of the words in this dictionary don't have a definition. They're strictly a synonym for something different. So when these words come up and that's the case, I'll simply say the word, it'll pop up on screen for the spelling, I'll say its synonym, and we'll go on to the next one. I hope you guys can hear me. It looks like I'm registering up there on the screen. So our first definable word is Abadi. Joseph Louis René Jean Abadi, French neurosurgeon, 1873 to 1946. Abampere, electromagnetic unit of current equal to 10 absolute amperes, a current that exerts a force of 2 times pi dynes on a unit magnetic pole at the center of a circle of wire 1 centimeter in radius. Abapical, opposite the apex. Barognosis, loss of ability to appreciate the weight of objects held in the hand or to differentiate objects of different weights. When the primary senses are intact, caused by a lesion of the contralateral parietal lobe. Guys, I apologize right now for being so fucking stupid. I didn't know reading these medical terms were going to be this fucking hard, and we're only on like the 5th one. This is the part of the video where I'd like to say a very special thank you and give a giant shout out to my channel members, Pink Panda, Acetone, and Christian EC. Your guys' support is more than noticed and appreciated. Thank you guys again. Let's get back to the video. I am so sorry. I'm far more illiterate than I realized. Let's continue. Abasia, inability to walk. Atactic, also ataxic. Difficulty in walking due to ataxia of the legs. Abasia, astasia. See also astasia, abasia. I'm dead ass serious. That's what it says. Abasic, affected by or associated with abasia. Also refers to loss of pyrimidine sites in DNA. Abatement, a diminution or easing. Reduction, ultimately elimination of public health nuisances such as smoke, loud noise. Abatic, synonym for abasic. Abaxial, abaxile. Abaxial is lying outside the axis of any body or part. Abaxile is situated at the opposite extremity of the axis of a part. AB, Robert W., U.S. surgeon, 1851 through 1928. Abe, Ernest K. Abe, German physicist, 1840 to 1905. Abbott, W. Osler Abbott, U.S. physician, 1902 through 1943. Abbott, Alexander C. Abbott, U.S. bacteriologist, 1860 to 1935. Abbott artery, C. under artery. Okay, this is some bullshit. This word is ABCIXIMAB. So I'm gonna try. Absciximab. Fuck, I look so stupid right now. Absciximab. I'm assuming that word is. I don't fucking know. Absciximab. God damn it, I really can't even. Monoclonal antibody with antithrombotic properties used for the prevention and treatment of arterial occlusive disorders. Abculome, A unit of electrical charge equal to 10 coulombs. The charge that passes over a given surface in 1 second if a current of 1 ampere is flowing across the surface. Abdomen. The part of the trunk that lies between the thorax and the pelvis. The abdomen does not include the vertebral region posteriorly, but is considered by some anatomists to include the pelvis or abdominopelvic cavity. It includes the greater part of the abdominal cavity and is divided by arbitrary planes into 9 regions. The word abdomen has a whole list of different words that go with it. Okay, now because of the way abdomen is worded, it is listed here in the dictionary with other potential issues with the word abdomen in it. I'm going to read those. They're considered a subcategory under the word abdomen. And then it's going to be a ways before we even get to our next word, which is abduction. So we've got a little ways to go before we get there. We've got like 25 entries of the word abdomen. So here we go. Acute abdomen. Any serious acute intra-abdominal condition such as appendicitis attended by pain, tenderness, muscular rigidity, and for which emergency surgery must be considered. Carinate abdomen, a sloping of the sides with prominence of the central line of the abdomen. Navicular abdomen, synonym scaphoid abdomen. Abdomen obstipum, rarely used term for deformity of the abdomen due to congenitally short rectus muscles. Pendulous abdomen, an abdomen with a greatly relaxed muscular walls that sag down over the pubic region. Protuberant abdomen, unusual or prominent convexity of the abdomen due to excessive subcutaneous fat, poor muscle tone, or an increase in the intra-abdominal content. Scaphoid abdomen, a condition in which the anterior abdominal wall is sunken and presents a concave rather than a convex contour. Surgical abdomen, synonym acute abdomen. Abdominal, relating to the abdomen. Abdominocentesis, paracentesis of the abdomen. Abdominocyesis, synonym is abdominal pregnancy. Abdominocystic, synonym abdominovesicle. Abdominogenital, relating to the abdomen and the genital organs. Abdominohysterectomy, synonym hysterectomy. Abdominopelvic, relating to the abdomen and pelvis, especially the combined abdominal and pelvic cavities. Abdominal perineal, relating to both abdomen and perineum, as in abdoperineal resection of the rectum. Abdominoplasty, an operation performed on the abdominal wall for cosmetic purposes. Abdominoscopy, synonym laparoscopy. Abdominoscrotal, relating to the abdomen and the scrotum. Abdominothoracic, relating to both abdomen and thorax. Abdominovaginal, relating to both abdomen and vagina. Abdominovesical, relating to the abdomen and urinary bladder or to the abdomen and gallbladder. Abduce, synonym abduct. Abducens, synonym abducent. Abducent, abducting, drawing away, especially away from the median plane. Abduct, to move away from the median plane. Abduction, movement of a body part away from the median plane of the body in the case of the limbs, of the hand or foot in the case of digits. Monocular rotation, duction of the eye toward the temple, a position resulting from such movement. Abductor, synonym abductor. Abeg, Richard, Danish chemist, 1869 through 1910. Abel-Kendall method. Abelson, Herbert T. Abelson, U.S. pediatrician, 1941. Abembryonic, the area of the blastocyst opposite the region where the embryo is formed. Abenteric, a rarely used term meaning away from the intestine, said of a morbid process occurring elsewhere that would normally occur in the intestine. Abernethy, John, British surgeon and anatomist, John Abernethy, 1764-1831. Aberrant, differing from the normal in botany or zoology, said of certain atypical individuals in a species. Second definition. Wandering off, said of certain ducts, vessels, or nerves deviating from the normal course or pattern. Aberration, deviating from the normal course or pattern, deviant development or growth. Chromatic abduction, the difference in focus or magnification of an image arising because of a difference in the refraction of different wavelengths composing white light. Chromosome aberration, any deviation from the normal number or morphology of chromosomes, also the phenotypic consequences thereof. Chroma aberration, the distortion of image formation created when a bundle of light rays enter an optical system not parallel to the optic axis. Also, in botany, any tuft as the hairs on a seed or the greenery or a radish or a pineapple. Curvature aberration, lack of spatial correspondence causing the image of a straight and extended object to appear curved. Dioptric aberration. Synonym, spherical aberration. Distortion aberration, the faulty formation of an image arising because the magnification of the peripheral part of an object is different from that of the central part when viewed through a lens. Lateral aberration. In spherical aberration, the distance between paraxial focus of central rays on the optic axis. Longitudinal aberration. In spherical aberration, the distance separating the focus of paraxial and peripheral rays on the optic axis. Mental aberration, disturbed thought or behavior that connotates a psychological or psychiatric impairment. Meridional aberration, an aberration produced in the plane of a single meridian of lens. Monochromatic aberration, a defect in an optical image arising because of the nature of lenses. The main types are spherical, chroma, curvature, and distortion, and astigmatism of oblique pencils. Newtonian aberration. Synonym, chromatic aberration. Optical aberration, failure of rays from a point source to form a perfect image after traversing an optical system. This is what we signed up for, right? We are fucking soldiers and we will power through this shit. Spherical aberration, a monochromatic aberration occurring in refraction at a spherical surface in which the paraxial and peripheral rays focus along the axis at different points. Ventricular aberration. A barometer, an instrument for measuring optical aberration or any error in experimentation. A beta-lipoproteinemia, a disorder characterized by an absence of low-density beta-lipoprotein, presence of acanthocytes in blood, retinal pigmentary degeneration, malabsorption, engorgement of upper intestinal absorptive cells with dietary triglycerides, and neuromuscular abnormalities. Autosomal recessive inheritance caused by mutation in the gene encoding microsomal triglyceride transfer protein on chromosome 4q. Wow. Abeyance, a state of temporary abolition of function. Abfarad, electromagnetic unit of capacity equal to 10 to the 9th power farads. ABG, abbreviation for arterial blood gas. Abhenry, electromagnetic unit of inductance equal to 10 to the 9th power Henry. Ability, the physical, mental, or legal competence to function. Abiotic, incompatible with life, without life. Abiotrophy, an age-dependent manifestation of a genetically determined trait. Aberration, obsolete term for diminution or abolition of irritability in a part. Ablastemic, not germinal or blastemic. Hey guys, real quick, if you're not following me over on Instagram, what the fuck is your problem? Go follow me on Instagram. Back to the video. Ablastin, an antibody that seems to inhibit reproduction of trypanosomes found in rats infected with Trypanosoma lewisi. Ablate, to remove or to destroy the function of. Ablation, removal of a body part or the destruction of its function as by a surgical procedure, morbid process, or noxious substance. Electrode catheter ablation, a method of ablating the site of origin of arrhythmias whereby high-energy electrical current is delivered by intravascular catheters. Endometrial ablation, therapeutic selective endometrial destruction. Laparoscopic uterosacral nerve ablation, laparoscopic transection via laser, usually KTP or argon, of the uterosacral nerves for the treatment of primary dysmenorrhea. Ablepharia, congenital absence of the eyelids. Abluent, cleansing, anything with cleansing properties. Ablution, an act of washing or bathing. Abnerval, away from a nerve, denoting specifically a current of electricity passing through a muscular fiber in a direction away from the point of entrance of the nerve fiber. Abneural, synonym, abnerval, away from the neural axis. Abnormal, not normal, differing in any way from the usual state, structure, condition, or rule. Abnormality, the state or quality of being abnormal. Abohm, electromagnetic unit of resistance equal to 10 to the negative 9th ohm. Aborad, aboral, in a direction away from the mouth, opposite of orad. Abort, to give birth to an embryo or fetus before it is viable, also to remove products of conception prematurely to destroy the offspring, to arrest a disease in its earliest stages. Aborticide, synonym, abortifacient. Abortient, synonym, abortifacient. Abortifacient, producing abortion. Synonyms, aborticide, abortient, abortigenic, abortive, an agent that produces abortion. Abortigenic, synonym, abortifacient. Abortion, expulsion from the uterus of an embryo or fetus prior to the stage of viability, 20 weeks gestation, or fetal weight less than 500 grams. Ampular abortion, abortion resulting from pregnancy in the ampulla of the fallopian tube. Complete abortion, the complete expulsion or extraction from its mother of a fetus or embryo. Criminal abortion, termination of pregnancy in violation of law. Elective abortion, an abortion without medical justification but done in a legal way as in the United States. Habitual abortion, synonym, recurrent abortion. Illegal abortion, synonym, criminal abortion. Incomplete abortion, abortion in which part of the products of conception have been passed but part, usually the placenta, remains in the uterus. Induced abortion, abortion brought on purposely by drugs or mechanical means. Inevitable abortion, abortion characterized by rupture of the membranes or the cervical dilation in a previable pregnancy in the presence of vaginal bleeding and uterine contractions. Infected abortion, abortion septic complication of an abortion. Menstrual extraction abortion, a technique for aspiration of early products of conception from the uterus a few days after the first missed menstrual period. Missed abortion, abortion in which the fetus dies in utero but the product of conception is retained in utero for 2 months or longer. Recurrent abortion, the loss of 3 or more sequential pregnancies before 20 weeks of gestation. Synonym, habitual abortion. Septic abortion, an infectious abortion complicated by fever, endometritis, and parametritis. Spontaneous abortion, abortion that has not been artificially induced. Synonym, miscarriage. Therapeutic abortion, abortion induced because of the mother's physical or mental health or to prevent birth of a deformed child or a child resulting from rape. Threatened abortion, cramp-like pains and slight show of blood that may or may not be followed by the expulsion of the fetus during the first 20 weeks of pregnancy. Tubal abortion, rupture of the oviduct, the seat of ectopic pregnancy, or extrusion of the product of conception through the fimbriated end of the oviduct, aborted ectopic pregnancy, the pregnancy having originated in a fallopian tube. Synonym, aborted ectopic pregnancy. Abortionist, one who interrupts a pregnancy. Abortive, not reaching completion, e.g., said of an attack of a disease subsiding before it has fully developed or completed its course. Synonym, rudimentary. Synonym, abortifacient. Abortus, any product or all products of an abortion. Abulia. Synonym, abulia. Abrachia, congenital absence of arms. Abrachiocephaly, congenital absence of arms and head. Synonym, encephalobrachia. Abrade, to wear away by mechanical action or to scrape away part or all of the surface layer from a part. Abrahams, Robert Abrahams, U.S. physician, 1861 to 1935. Abrams, Albert Abrams, U.S. physician, 1863 to 1924. Abrasion, an excoriation or circumscribed removal of the superficial layers of skin or mucous membrane. Synonym, abraded wound. Brush burn abrasion. See brush burn. Gingival abrasion, a lesion of the gingiva resulting from mechanical removal of a portion of the surface epithelium. Tooth abrasion, loss or wearing away of tooth structure caused by the abrasive characteristics of substances other than foods. Abrasive, causing abrasion, any material used to produce abrasions. Abrasiveness, that property of a substance that causes surface wear by friction, the quality of being able to scratch or wear away another material. Abreact, to show strong emotion while reliving a previous traumatic experience, to discharge or release repressed emotion. Abreaction, in Freudian psychoanalysis, an episode of emotional release or catharsis associated with the bringing into consciousness recollection previously repressed unpleasant experiences. Motor abreaction, the release of an unconscious thought, idea, or impulse through motor or muscular expression. Abrin, a phytotoxin from jaquarity seeds or Indian licorice, the red seeds, used in ophthalmology. Abruption, a tearing away, separation, or detachment. Abruptio placenta, premature detachment of a normally situated placenta. Abrus, a genus of leguminous plants. Indian licorice is sometimes used as a substitute for licorice. The seeds are toxic and may cause vomiting, diarrhea, convulsions, and death if chewed. Abscess, a circumcised collection of purulent exudate frequently associated with swelling and other signs of inflammation. A cavity formed by liquefactive necrosis within solid tissue. Acute abscess, a recently formed abscess with little or no fibrosis in the wall of the cavity. Alveolar abscess, an abscess situated within the alveolar process of the jaws, most often caused by extension of infection from an adjacent non-vital tooth. Amoebic abscess, an area of liquefaction necrosis of the liver or other organ containing amoeba, often following amoebic dysentery. Apical abscess. Synonym, periapical abscess. Apical periodontal abscess. Synonym, periapical abscess. Appendiceal abscess, an intraperitoneal abscess, usually in the right iliac fossa, resulting from extension of infection in acute appendicitis, especially with perforation of the appendix. Bartholin abscess, an abscess of the vulvovaginal gland. Bezold abscess, an abscess deep to the superior part of the sternocleidomastoid muscle due to the suppurative destruction of the mastoid tip cells in mastoiditis. Bicameral abscess, an abscess with two separate cavities or chambers. Bone abscess, suppuration with the medullary cavity, cortex, or periosteum of bone. Brody abscess, a chronic abscess of bone surrounded by dense fibrous tissue and sclerotic bone. Bursal abscess, suppuration within a bursa. Caseous abscess, an abscess containing white solid or semi-solid material of cheese-like consistency, usually tuberculous. Ew, dude, that sounds fucking gross. Ugh. Cheesy abscess, an abscess that contains necrotic tissue with a cheese-like consistency, typically seen in tuberculosis. Fucking gross, dude. Ugh. Some of these words are really, really fucking hard to say, and if you guys can't tell, I'm really, really stupid. Cholangitic abscess, a focal area of pus formation in the liver resulting from infection arising in the biliary tract. Chronic abscess, a long-standing collection of pus surrounded by fibrous tissue. Cold abscess, an abscess without heat or other usual signs of inflammation. Cryptic abscess, abscesses in crypts of Lieberkühn of the large intestinal mucosa, a characteristic feature of ulcerative colitis. Dental abscess, synonym alveoli abscess. Diffuse abscess, a collection of pus not circumscribed by a well-defined capsule. Douglas abscess, suppuration in Douglas pouch. Dry abscess, the remains of an abscess after the pus is absorbed. Dubois abscess, small cysts of the thymus containing polymorphonuclear leukocytes but lined by squamous epithelium, reported in congenital syphilis but also found in the absence of syphilis. Embolic abscess, an abscess arising distal to the point of arrest of a septic embolus. Fecal abscess, synonym stercoral abscess. Follicular abscess, an abscess in a hair, tonsillar, or other follicle. Gas abscess, an abscess containing gas, frequently caused by gas-forming organisms such as Enterobacter aerogenes or Escherichia coli. Gingival abscess, an abscess confined to the gingival soft tissue. Gravitation abscess, synonym perforating abscess. Gummaceous abscess, an abscess due to the softening and breaking down of a gumma, especially in bone. Hematogenous abscess, an abscess caused by blood-borne organisms. Hot abscess, synonym acute abscess. Hypostatic abscess, synonym perforating abscess. Ischiorectal abscess, an abscess involving the ischiorectal fossa. Lateral alveolar abscess, an alveolar abscess located along the lateral root surface of a tooth. Lateral periodontal abscess, an abscess that forms at the depth of periodontal pocket due to multiplication of pyogenic microorganisms or the presence of foreign material. Mastoid abscess, an abscess due to coalescence of the mastoid air cells in mastoiditis. Metastatic abscess, a secondary abscess formed at a distance from the primary focus as a result of the transportation of pyogenic bacteria by the lymph or bloodstream. Migrating abscess, synonym perforating abscess. Miliary abscess, one of a number of minute collections of pus widely disseminated throughout an area or the whole body. Monroe abscess, synonym Monroe microabscess. Orbital abscess, a collection of pus between the orbital periosteum and the lamina papyracea, frequently an extension of purulent infection of the paranasal sinuses, usually the ethmoids. Otitic abscess, a brain abscess usually involving the temporal lobe or cerebellar hemisphere, secondary to suppuration of the middle ear. Palatal abscess, a lateral periodontal abscess associated with the lingual surface of a maxillary tooth. Pancreatic abscess, an abscess in the pancreatic or peripancreatic area, usually related to pancreatitis. Paraphrenial abscess, an abscess that occurs on either side of the frenum of the penis. Parametric abscess, an abscess in the connective tissue of the broad ligament of the uterus. Paranephric abscess, an abscess in the region of the kidney outside the renal fascia. Parapharyngeal abscess, an abscess lying lateral to the pharynx. Parotid abscess, suppuration in the parotid gland, an often rapidly progressing complication of parotitis. Potrier abscess, synonym, Potrier microabscess. Pelvic abscess, an abscess in the pelvic peritoneal cavity developing as a complication of diffuse peritonitis or of localized peritonitis associated with abdominal or pelvic inflammatory disease, such as salpingitis. The pus frequently collects in retrovesical or rectouterine pouch. Perforating abscess, an abscess that breaks down tissue barriers to enter adjacent areas. Periapical abscess, an alveolar abscess localized around the apex of a tooth root. Periappendiceal abscess, synonym, appendiceal abscess. Periarticular abscess, an abscess surrounding a joint but not necessarily involving it. Perisegmental abscess, synonym, lateral alveolar abscess. Pericoronal abscess, an abscess developing in the inflamed dental follicular tissue overlying the crown of a partially erupted tooth. Perinephric abscess, an abscess with a garrota fascia but outside the renal capsule. Periodontal abscess, an alveolar abscess or a lateral periodontal abscess. Perirectal abscess, an abscess in connective tissue adjacent to the rectum or anus. Peritonsillar abscess, extension of tonsillar infection between the tonsillar capsule with abscess formation between the capsule and the musculature of the tonsillar fossa. Periureteral abscess, an abscess surrounding the ureter. Periurethral abscess, an abscess involving the tissues around the urethra, particularly the corpus spongiosum. Phlegmonous abscess, circumscribed suppuration characterized by intense surrounding inflammatory reaction that produces induration and thickening of the affected area. Pot abscess, tuberculous abscess of the spine. Premammary abscess, an abscess in the subcutaneous tissue covering the mammary gland. Psoas abscess, an abscess usually tuberculous originating in tuberculous spondylitis and extending through the iliopsoas muscle to the inguinal region. Pulp abscess, an abscess involving the soft tissue within the pulp chamber of a tooth, usually a sequela of caries or less frequently of trauma. Pyemic abscess, hematogenous abscess resulting from pyemia, septicemia, or bacteremia. Guys, we're going to go ahead and call that a wrap right there on this video. Put it all together for you guys, see if you like it. We'll call this episode 1 of Getting Learnt with the Cholo. I really hope you guys like it. I spend a lot of time reading this shit. I'm going to spend way more time editing and putting these words in with the spelling and all that good stuff. But like I said, I do it because I love you guys, and I really, really hope y'all enjoy it. Guys, if you're still here at the end of that, thank you so very much. If you are new around here, thank you for taking the time to check out the channel and my video. I'm sorry if this was the very first video you checked out. I know it wasn't the most exciting. It was never meant to be. It was only meant to be informative and educational, which, holy shit, did I nail that one. If you are one of my OGs, you guys already know how I feel about each and every one of you bitches out there. I love you guys. And with all that being said, don't forget to become a loked out Cholo just like myself through my official channel memberships. Shameless self-promotion, baby. Gotta do it. You gotta do it. See you guys in the next video.